मैंने असल में कुछ 5-6 दिन पहले आप लोगों का स्पीकिंग का एग्ज़ाम लिया था एंड व्हेन आई वाज कंडक्टिंग द स्पीकिंग एग्ज़ाम आई टोल्ड यू गाइस दैट आई वुड बी मेकिंग अ वीडियो before I conduct the next speaking exam. So I'll just tell you guys something about the speaking exam. For the speaking exam, if you did that thing on last Thursday, you would know that there were three parts: speaking part 1, speaking part 2, and speaking part 3. But I'll just actually tell you something about the exam before. This exam is conducted on a different day. ये जो speaking का exam होता है ये एक different day के ऊपर conduct होता है. For instance आपका listening, reading और writing एक ही दिन पे होता है. It is in the same hall, listening, reading and writing, but speaking could be on the same day, or it is normally on a different day, but it is not done on the same session. फॉर इंस्टेंस आपका लिसनिंग, रीडिंग और राइटिंग एक सेशन में हो रहा है, वैसे ही उसके साथ ही उसी एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में आपका स्पीकिंग नहीं होगा. स्पीकिंग इज समथिंग विच वुड बी डन इंडिविजुअली एंड इट इज़ समथिंग विच इज़ गोइंग टू बी डन with an examiner, and everyone would be having one person. There would not be other people sitting in the speaking examination hall. So it's going to be a room, a speaking room, in which an examiner would be conducting the exam. जो स्पीकिंग की डेट होती है वो ज़्यादातर it is not on, like if you are appearing for the exam on I'll just make up a date. If you're appearing for the exam on 15th April, तो आपका स्पीकिंग का जो डेट होगी वो perhaps 10th April आपको दे देंगे और वो आपको एक टाइम देंगे. They would give you a time which would probably be like 1:30 p.m. to 2:10 p.m. and that exam is going to be done for 15 मिनट्स. आपको जो स्पीकिंग का एग्ज़ाम है उसकी जो टोटल ड्यूरेशन है वो 15 मिनट्स होगी, 10 to 15 minutes. I would be giving you more about the exam experience. I think it would be the 7th or 8th lecture as far as the speaking is concerned. But I'll just tell you something about the exam. The exam would be having three parts. उसके जो examiner है वो that person could be a Pakistani or a foreigner. ये पाकिस्तानी भी हो सकता है, फॉरेनर भी हो सकता है. Or a lot of people believe that you would always be having someone who is very friendly. Like if you watch YouTube videos, you would see people saying that you would be watching YouTube videos and you'll be seeing that there's so many people who are smiling all the time. हर बंदे का एक different experience होता है. You might get someone who is very friendly, you might get someone who is not very friendly, but you should be prepared. But I'll be talking about that thing more afterwards. Now for speaking part 1, what do you see? It has been written down. The examiner asks the candidate about him, herself, her home, work or studies and other familiar topics. ये जो टॉपिक्स लिखे हो ना, हिम, हर सेल्फ, फॉर इंस्टेंस आपकी फैमिली के बारे में पूछ सकते हैं, आपके घर के बारे में, हाउ मेनी रूम्स आर देयर, what is your favorite room in your house, what do you see from the window of your room, like something could be asked about your education, your studies, other things like what do your family members do, what do you normally do on the weekends. So all these questions are asked in speaking part 1. ये वाले जो हैं, these would be about I think 8 to 10 questions, and then they are giving you some other questions for speaking part 1. Part 1 के अंदर एग्जामिनर आपसे ये सारे questions पूछेगा and you would be required to answer all these questions as you hear them. So are your friends mostly your age or different ages? In this question you have to tell whether you are having friends who are of the same age or of different ages. For instance, you could say that all my friends are of the same age. You could talk about the fact that you only have been friends with people who were in your school or colleges, or you could say that I'm someone who's an extrovert. मैं भी आपको एग्जाम्पल आंसर्स नहीं दे रहा, मैं बस आपको क्वेश्चन एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ इसमें बेसिकली, so that you could understand what the exam is basically requiring. Different ages, you could say I'm an extrovert, I actually form friendships very easily. So you could say that I have people who are older than me and I have people who are younger. Do you usually see your friends during the week or at the weekends? Again, I don't think a lot of people would be seeing their friends on the week, but it could happen. For instance, if you're working with your friends, if you're having a company in which you all friends have formed a company, so you might be seeing your friends in the week, during the week, or Perhaps you would say that I'm having a very hectic routine. I'm actually knackered, or I'm actually very much tired because of my routine during the weekdays. So I just have some time to socialize over the weekend. Then the last time you saw your friends, what did you do together? Again, it does not actually mean on the IELTS exam. When I was conducting the exam, a lot of people were saying no, a lot of people were not developing their ideas a lot. So it doesn't matter whether you have actually witnessed that thing or whether you have experienced that thing or not, but you have to make it up. For instance, if you did not meet your friends last time, you did not do anything, you just have to make it up. इसका मतलब ये है कि आप पिछली बार अपने दोस्तों को मिले थे, तो हम हर वक्त कोई फिल्म देखने नहीं जाते, हम हर वक्त रेस्टोरेंट नहीं जाते, मगर हमें आइल्स के अंदर ये सारी चीज़ें बनानी पड़ती हैं अपनी तरफ से. हमने अपनी इमेजिनेशन को, इवन इफ वी हैव नॉट एक्सपीरियंस दैट थिंग, वी हैव टू मेक इट अप so that our score for the grammatical range and accuracy, score for lexical resourcefulness, score for coherence could go up. So if you would say that, well, the last time I saw my friends, I went to a restaurant and we had some scrumptious food. So what are you doing? You're just making, or we had some food which was quite appetizing. You're basically making stuff up. तो इसके लिए आपको ना अपनी तरफ से आइडियाज़ को जनरेट करना होता है. In what ways are your friends important to you? अब कोई आपसे ये पूछता है कि इन वट वेज आर यू फ्रेंड्स इम्पॉर्टेंट टू यू. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज इन वट वेज. अगर आप ये कहते हैं ना, दे कैन प्रोवाइड मी सम सोशल help, or they could provide me some moral support, they could provide me some moral support, तो आप उसमें ये भी कह सकते हैं they can provide me some financial support, and then you can give an example like I was having some money issues, or I was having some monetary problems, but one of my friends who happened to be someone wealthy helped me in a very grave situation. He helped me in a time when no one else was ready to help me. So you basically have to come up with ideas, even if you have not actually experienced it, or you don't believe that friends are important. आप इधर ये नहीं लिखेंगे कि नहीं, my friends are not important to me. Even if you have to lie, even if you have to make up a story, you have to say something about it. Now for speaking part 2, it would be different. It is going to be a monologue. Monologue का मतलब होता है कि you have to give a presentation. आपको इस topic के लिए presentation देनी पड़ेगी. Describe an interesting historic place. You should say what it is, where it is located, what you can see there now, and explain why this place is interesting. अब इसमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? You would be given a paper, and you would be required to write down your points, and you would be given 1 minute. After 1 minute, that paper would be taken back from you, जिसके ऊपर ये सब कुछ लिखा होगा, और आपके एक और जो पेपर जो आपका नोट्स के लिए था वो आपके सामने होगा. अब वो जो नोट्स वाला पेपर होता है, कुछ लोग इसी टॉपिक को फिर से लिख देते हैं उसके ऊपर, कुछ लोग अपने पॉइंट्स लिखते हैं, कुछ लोग पूरी की पूरा आंसर लिखने की कोशिश करते हैं, बट दैट इज़ नॉट समथिंग विच इज़ डूएबल. बट द थिंग इज़ you have to speak on this thing now. When I conducted the exam, what I actually was able to see, or I was able to actually experience on that day, was that people were not speaking for 2 minutes. Majority of the people were actually speaking for only 25 to 30 seconds. Some people were speaking for like 35 to 40 seconds. Since it was the first attempt, I did not give them a very low score. However, this time I'm going to give them a lower band for the reason that they are not developing their ideas to the fullest. Okay? तो इसके ऊपर ये एग्जामिनर आपसे ये सारे क्वेश्चंस नहीं पूछेगा. आपकी एक प्रेजेंटेशन होगी, आप बोलेंगे इस तरीके से. You would speak in a way that you answer all these 4 questions, and you have to speak for 2 minutes. So should I just repeat this entire thing? You would be given this cue card. आपको ये टॉपिक मिलेगा, और इस एक बुकलेट होती है जिसमें से वो आपको ये टॉपिक निकाल के दिखा देंगे. And you would also be given another page. You would be given this topic, another with the other page you would also be given a pen. You would write down your points. फिर 1 मिनट के बाद जो ये टॉपिक है ये आपसे ले लिया जाएगा, and you would be required to look at your notes and speak on that topic for 2 minutes. let's move to speaking part 3. For speaking part 3, not only you're required to speak, but also you're required to understand. It's basically something more knowledge based. It's something which is requiring some sort of analytical skills. So this part, speaking part 3, is called the follow up session. Follow up session का मतलब होता है कि जिस टॉपिक पे आपने पार्ट 2 में बोला था, पार्ट 3 उसी के रेलेवेंट कुछ आपसे क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे. For instance, how do people in your country feel about protecting historic buildings? So you can go both ways. You could say that people actually believe that we should be doing everything possible to conserve our history. We should show actually reverence towards all these historical buildings, and whenever there's some kind of local project which it's trying to get rid of historic buildings, a lot of people actually protest. A lot of people stop the government from actually harming those, or stop them from demolishing those buildings. So I'm just trying to make you guys understand कि आपकी कंट्री में, अब हमारी कंट्री में कुछ लोग हिस्टोरिक बिल्डिंग्स के बारे में नहीं इतना वो कंसर्न्ड होते. We don't have many people who even believe that they should be there, but I just made it up कि जब भी लोग गवर्नमेंट कुछ करना चाहती है, उनको डिमोलिश करना चाहती है, so people actually raise their voice, they protest, they actually do everything possible to stop them from doing something like that. Do you think an area can benefit from having an interesting historic place? Now this is not a very difficult question. Like you could talk about the fact that people would be well aware, or people would actually be educated about their history. They would be educated about all the ancient things which were happening in the medieval times. Moreover मैंने यूज़ किया है, ये बेसिकली आपकी कोहेरेंस में है. जब मैं आपको वो बैंड डिस्क्रिप्टर्स समझा रहा हूँ तो मैं उसमें वो बताऊँगा. Moreover, people, when there is an interesting or historic place, people actually come to those places, and a lot of money is actually generated. Like tourism would be initiated. People, when people come to those places, they not only would be buying tickets, but also would be buying souvenirs which are related to that historical place, which would actually add money, which would actually enable that place or that country or that local area to have better sales revenue. So what do you think will happen to historical places or buildings in the future? अब ये क्वेश्चन है कि आपको क्या लगता है कि historical places या buildings का क्या होगा? You could go both ways. You could say that since the world is witnessing urbanization, I believe these historical places would lose their significance. A lot of them would be demolished because we have to cater to the increasing demands of the people, like housing, like farming. So I don't really believe that historical places would be of that much significance in the future. Or you could say that historical places would be very important. Like most people believe that it is imperative to have historical places because they are able to generate a lot of revenue. Like you could give an example of Hagia Sophia. You could give an example of other places which are old. They are historical places, and that is the only reason people come to visit those places. And because of tourism, people are actually, the entire economy is actually strengthened. Then how were you taught history when you were at school? So you could talk about the fact that you were taught history by lessons. You could talk about video tutorials. You could talk about that your school actually arranged some field trips. The school actually arranged some kind of seminars in which people who were historians were required to come to the school, and they were required to disseminate, or they were required to impart some knowledge to the students. There are other ways people can learn from history. अच्छा, अब ये क्वेश्चन जो है, ये उसी पहले वाले क्वेश्चन को बेसिकली मैंने पहले वाले में आंसर कर दिया. सो एग्जामिनर जो है वो रोबोट नहीं होता. वो अगर आप पहले वाले में कुछ ज़्यादा एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं तो अगला वाला क्वेश्चन थोड़ा बहुत चेंज कर देगा. So are there other ways? So I just answered this question, the first one. Okay, yes, you can go to field trips. You could go to the museum. That is one of, like, going to the museum could provide an overwhelming experience to the students, and they would actually learn things in a much better way. You think history will be a school subject in the future? Now, you could go both ways. You could say that no, it would not be a school subject in the future, for the reason that there are some people who believe that other subjects are more important, like the STEM, um, like science, technology, engineering. So you could say that people believe that they need to be adept at those particular subjects, so they need to specialize in those subjects rather than wasting their time in history. But you could give another example in which you could say that yes, history will be a school subject in the future, because life is very strange. Like, things which happened like 2 centuries ago are actually occurring, not with the same characters, not in the same regions, but actually the same stories are repeating. So we can actually learn a lot. We have to acknowledge, we have to basically give respect, and at the same time we have to learn from the mistakes, and we also have to learn from the achievements of the people who were able to do something great in the past. So history is something which is the only avenue. It is one of the best modes for a person to realize that whatever is being given right now was not just because it just came up. There were so many sacrifices done. There were so many adversities people had to face to give us the life which we are having right now. So history is for that reason very important. तो ये मैंने बेसिकली आपको थोड़ा बहुत एक्सप्लेन किया है, स्पीकिंग पार्ट 1, पार्ट 2 और 3. एंड आई वॉन्ट यू guys to work on these things. I want you to read more, and I would also be sharing some speaking part 1, part 2, 3 notes. And if possible, please um, send a comment when I would be asking you guys to um, give me a time when you would be doing the speaking exam, and I would be conducting that speaking exam on WhatsApp on Thursday. Okay, thank you.